Welcome everybody, Green Thumb Farmer here. Just gonna do a little bit of a stream today and catch up what I've been up to for the last couple weeks since I streamed last. Back from my what I call summer house, my house sit for one of my relatives, and don't usually take too much of my PC there, so I couldn't really do streaming from there. And so just here, I'm just showing off something I was working on last week, I guess, not this week, yeah, last week, working on a control panel station, all kinds of images you can find on Pinterest. So I picked a couple. I have a whole bunch, so they're not going to be the same control station for all of my productions I'm doing. I haven't updated these images. This panel is from one of the buildings in the biogas plant, actually. So it is an in-game base um, object, I guess, where I got it from, as far as I know. And so these images here, I've been working on my own kind of versions of this. I haven't really got a completed list. If I bring up, some of them are still open on Paint. Well, Paint's on the other screen. Just 1 second. I got too many things open. I can't grab it. Okay, so you can kind of see my factory is pretty much all of these factories in one, right? So there's seven, what I'm calling them divisions. So there's seven divisions. So there's the wood turner division, barrel factory or division, fancy furniture division, picture frame, and then the flooring and shingle. So when we go into each one, I don't know which ones I have open. So picture frame. So this is going to be on one of the control panels. I have the easel. And if you've noticed, I've added some extra products to them added products to them based on products that we have on PV Canyon Crossing. So just to be able to use some of these products in the productions. Um, so these are going to be replacing one of the images on the control panel. And then, like I said, there'll be a different control panel for each, I guess, station I'm going to create. Working on. I'll show you that in a minute too. What I worked on. Well, I was working on last night. So, like I said, and then it shows. I haven't decided if I'm going to show, like, say, the amount per cycle or something on here, because if you change it, then I have to come and change all the images. So, um, probably not going to put anything with the amount. So, and like I said, I found a whole bunch of other control panels, so I can swap out the panels so they're not all the same. I was looking for some server ones, so I found a couple of server ones. So again, that might be something I do in the office area, is build a little server room kind of thing that you can open. So that one's kind of cool. That'd be kind of neat to, you just need like one or two of these in a room and that's all you have. So it looked kind of neat. I don't really have anywhere good to put it, a server room, but in my office space or my building one, we'll get to that in a second if you're not familiar with my thing. So like I said, I worked on this last week and didn't really do much, didn't really have to do much. I basically duplicated this panel over here and then, slapped on a couple of planes and then attached the images. So like I said, I'll have to, I can mismatch or all the different control panels I have. Like I said, I haven't really figured out what I'm going to do with all three of these. Right now, I've only got one. I might use that main. I can't even use the main one that Giants have, but I can still come up with my own one if I wanted to make one. So really, I haven't come up. I was trying to figure out a way to make something similar to like these, but I just haven't figured it out. I don't have the skills to draw this kind of stuff, so we'll see what happens with the other screens. I might just put some farm sim pictures up or something. I don't know. I'll show you that in a minute. Let's go back to what I was working on last night. So last night I was working on this. So again, just some sort of machinery that's going to be used for a lot of any of the all of these products make are from wood, right? So they're going to have like larger size wood planks coming in and then being cut into like smaller strips, like you think of the picture frame or the chair or the barrel. The all of them are basically there's some sort of wooden plank that's cut into strips and then glued and nailed together with metal to make the final product. If we went back to the images again, right? If we went back to these, right? Like the picture frame, I don't have I don't have the game open, so we can't actually look at the pallets that come out. But all of these, you know, come from some sort of piece of wood. Most of them, I should say. Some of them, you know, are coming from little strips of wood. So this is one of my base machines that I'm going to have. So I have some other ones I haven't really that I found, but I haven't really tweaked them yet. This one I was working on, like I said last night, I took it from a solid color. I added some more colors to it. I got a belt texture I found on one of the mods out there. Um, Again, retextured it, cut off a whole bunch of section. I recreated the pulley wheels, so I've got my own pulley wheels here. Um, Added a motor because it didn't have a motor. This is a very standard conveyor belt that's used everywhere in the game. Added legs to it. Again, it'll look good because I know I can animate these two pieces. I know how to animate the pulleys. I don't know how to do the belts yet. I've seen some YouTube clips, but it's animating it in Blender, not how to animate it for Giant. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to figure that out. I know there is a mod in PV Canyon Crossing that has a big belt that moves, so I'm not too sure how that was done. So I'm just going to have to play around with it and see if I can figure it out. Because it would be kind of neat to have, animated wood coming in, cut up wood coming out, and at the same time, this is all turning. Like I know I can make the pulleys turn. That's not a problem because they just spin, right? So you can see it's moving just by rotating it on the axis. So this was last night and into early this morning. I was working on this. So it didn't take me too long. There wasn't much to do. Like I said, adding texture to it or adding different colors to it doesn't take too long. Some of the stuff I had to redo, it doesn't come into didn't come into Blender very well. So there's some, you can see how it really makes it wherever it came from. It was not a solid object to begin with, just a bunch of planes. So that was last night. I was working on that or creating that. So that was last night's project. And then kind of all week throughout the nights in my evening time, I've been working on the main building, So I was working on this morning. So I got the frame. I'm really trying to get the frames in and the doors, laid out to where I want them because I can't move, put this into Giants Editor until I know where all my doors are going to go. I worked on this last weekend, getting the last 16 bays done. So let's go and turn on all the other buildings. So we have building 2. We worked on 2. I gotta get rid of, and I want the roof off so you can see it. So you can see, and again, I haven't done much to the inside of any of the buildings. Like I said, I need to figure out where the doors are gonna go so I can cut them out in the walls, and then I can start importing the stuff all back into Giants Editor, and then I get at least a fully working um, model, and then I can work on adding stuff, right? So I keep showing off building 1, which isn't complete, and I haven't worked on it in weeks. Oops, that was not what I wanted. Collection, building 1. So building 1, if you remember from the previous, it's pretty much done. Um, Again, some of the doors aren't cut out. Second floor, there's nothing on the second floor. Um, but it has most of its windows and floors. I haven't finished the main entry. It still has furniture to add. I want to add some, monitors and stuff. I have the big displays. I haven't done the graphics for that to show how much product is in there to ship out. Um, Other than that, the walls and all that are ready to go. I think most of the doors have been cut out. I'm not sure. Can't remember. Again, it's been a couple weeks already. Like I said, the second floor isn't done because I wanted to do some offices up on the top floor for some of the more important people in the company. Um, Building 7 was the one we were working on the last time we streamed. And sorry, there's so much stuff in here that I have to can never figure out where all this stuff is. Okay, so it's all these things. You can see the shelving. I'm gonna have to shrink it down. I have shelving that's kind of come in. The railing. Where's the railing? This one. Okay. So building 7, we've been working on. We were working on the last time we streamed. I got it all working. So all 10 bay doors work. I put in all of the exit doors. So there's 3 exit doors, and then inside, if we get the roof off, and I forgot to turn on my. Oh, where's this stuff? I think it's just sitting here. Yeah. So you can see there's an whoops. There's a bay door that will go into the other building. So I think building 8. Oh, building 8's over there. It's the other one. So I've worked on texturing these, and I'm going with the texture I had on building 7. And like I said, there's a big double door here and a big double door there. So again, this building is pretty much completely put into Blender now. Like I said, all the bay doors work, all the doors work, all the pushers and the display, the control panels are all of this building is working. It doesn't have any lighting. And yeah, so it's not complete, and then like I said, then I switched to working on this one a couple weeks ago. I worked on getting this building all set up. So it's not in Blender, it's all in Blender, but it's not in Giants yet. Because again, I was trying to work on the door placement. And then again, I mentioned before about the height, like the shipping height is, height, but inside I didn't want it to be the same height all the way through. So I have a ramp, and then there's another, again, you can't see all the doors because I haven't cut them out yet. So we're looking at doing that. So again, like I said, some of the doors are pretty much all where I want them located. I just have to go in and then actually cut the openings in all of the walls. So there's a door there, there's an entry door from outside. So if you're picking up and you need to open up the bay door, you're gonna have to come in here at this door, and then there's stairs up, and then go and open whatever bay door that you need to open up. Each door or each bay opens by itself. It'll have a switch inside. I don't think the switch is showing anywhere. Oh yeah, it's here. So if we go and take the trigger out of the way, so you can see there's a switch, just like we were working on. I think the last time we streamed, we were working on this how this works. So it kind of works the way I want it. It's not 100%, but it at least changes colors. Like when it's going up and down, it does change color, and the button actually goes in and out. It looks like it's being pressed. So that animation all works. Like I said, none of this building isn't in Giants Editor yet, but it shouldn't be much of a problem once I get the walls in, which, like I said, is what's left. And again, thinking about how this factory, again, I think I'm probably overthinking it, but most of the products are going to be coming in through these bay doors, which I'm still probably going to be working on today. I'm not too sure which project I want to work on during stream, but the bay door is one of them. So I'm looking at doing basically the width of 4 bay doors as one big door. So I have to create that. I don't have I'll have to go in and create it, do the animation for it. Sorry, I have animated doors, and then I can just make 2 of them. So like, so most of the products will come in through these 2 doors and be stored in this warehouse part. And then at some point they have to leave this section, right, to go to the other section, the other buildings. Sorry, my Zoom was stuck. So thinking about that, I have a door exiting. If I can click on it, of course I can't get it there. So there's a door there that goes into this section, which will be a functioning, um, uh, I guess, factory section, one of the divisions. I haven't decided on which division is going to be in which building, but there's going to be um, products, some of those like control panel and the wood cutting things are going to be in here, and they're going to be in building 2. And then they're also going to be building, and this is 4, so 5, which is these 2 buildings. So there's going to be, 2 divisions in either of those, another division in this building. And then I'm probably going to do in these 2 side buildings, I'm probably going to do the shingles in one and the floor tile in the other, just because they're separate divisions and they only make one product. So I put them in the smallest of the 2 buildings I have here. So like I said, I've been really trying to get the door placements nailed down. So again, thinking about product being stored and product needing to get to this building. So I put a bay door here, and right across from it's another bay door. Because I haven't decided on where each product is being shipped out of. So right here, we looked at the divisions again. Sorry for jumping around, but if I go here, right, like all of these make 3 products, right? So thinking about that, like I said, I haven't picked which one. So if one of those is the 3 products are made here, 3 products are made here, those all be shipped out through these 3 doors or these 6 doors. Okay, and then everything else will be made over here in this section and then be shipped out through these 10 doors. So that's the kind of the plan of products. The other things that really need to, like I said, I've been just plowing through getting all the buildings textured up. So right now, all the buildings that are showing, except for some of this building's probably this is probably going to go. I don't like it. I don't really have a use for it. And it kind of blocks the flow of driving through this center section of the building. There's a side building here. I'm not too sure if I'm going to keep it or not. And the same with building 2. Has some outbuildings too. Where's building 2? So I think it's cube. Yeah, so there's 2 over there and there's 1 here. So there's still lots of room to drive through because I have these building part sections in the game right now, so I can easily drive through this space. It's definitely wide enough. What I need to look at is the other 2 sections. So 10 is that piece. So this piece I'm still deciding because right now it's just a solid block, which obviously I want to be able to drive through here. And the plan was never to have it blocked off like the way it is. It's just the way the model that I was working from had the block object there. So I'm going to get rid of this piece. And then I'm thinking this is going to be the glue storage, and you're going to be able to drive underneath. And when you're underneath, you're going to be able to stop and fill it up. And that's one of the things we might work on today. We'll look for some input to see which project people want me to work on. So, like I said, I want to work on if you've seen some of my other work, some of my other mods, the Sugar Shack I did for NBCA Acres. I did a clear silo, glass silo with the what was it? Maple syrup that when you filled it up, it slowly rose and filled the cylinder. I also do that on my orchard for the maple syrup, but same tank, just a different texture. So I want to make my own custom one, and then it'll be for the glue. So these 4 will be holding the glue they used for all the factories, and then we'll have to figure out like hoses or pipes or something to go and feed. These buildings won't be too bad, and same with and then getting it all the way over to these 2 buildings. And I'm not going to have it going right to machinery, but just something showing that it goes to those buildings. And what is it? I think it's 8 is the next big one, right? No. Yeah, so I was debating whether the glue is going to go here or the glue is going to go over here. I might just put these in and just have them like no function, just pick a silo, figure out some sort of support for them. Same with this building. This building is going to be drive underneath it and drive right underneath these ones. So if you come in through this way, you can drive in and get around and through the T of roads. So building section 9. And this is going to be the wood chips. So the same principle. I want to have clear glass silos that will fill up with wood chips so you can see it. And then somewhere there's going to be, a spout um, with that will be used for unloading the wood chips. And this placement may move. It may definitely go higher. It's going to go higher. And then the original, if I bring up the original, if I can figure out which one it is. Oh, not that one's not very good. You can kind of see these purple. So mine's going to be a little bit different, but you can see how the original had some sort of piping connecting all of these. So I'm obviously going to have piping that's going to connect all of the buildings that are producing wood chips, which everything in the factory produces some sort of wood chips. I guess it would be better sawdust, but sawdust isn't in the game, so it's not going to be sawdust. So that's what we've been up to for the last couple weeks, is working on textures for the buildings, figuring out where the doors are, um, getting the frame structure in so the doors aren't, like I can see right now that my door needs to be adjusted because actually I'm going to do that right now while I'm seeing it. So I can see that my, door's going to be in the way. So I also want to make sure that I don't go into the wall, right? So I really want to get the door frame. And I think the other door is way down there, yeah, so I'm good. So I'm just going to grab both of them. And I don't want snap on. And I forgot to turn my mousey thing on. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we're just going to drag that over. And what's this one for? Oh, I haven't done it. It came from, oh, okay, that's right. I was just working on that today. So on all these doors, if you notice the original this is original Giants, right? I just scaled it to fit what I wanted to do, and then I redid the animation file for it. But these are meant to, in the original, this is with the ceiling height in the original. So what I had to do for all of my other doors, if you look, I can just back up a bit. You can see that I've had to extend them. And I don't have the frame on in this building, but this goes up and touches a piece of the frame. You can see it on some of the other ones here. So you can see in this building how I've put a support across and it actually goes and touches and connects. A little thin, but again, it wasn't very thick. I didn't change the thickness of it, so, but it's still just, you could steel rods hanging down to support the door frame from when it's open. So it's done on this building so far where I have them, and then the building number 2, which is the other main shipping building, right? It has all of these added extensions added up, and then there's, if I turned on the frame, you'd see the frame touching everything. So the reason I haven't done building number 4 is because I just did the frame this morning, so I haven't. And again, I don't have the other big bay doors in, so. So yeah, so that's what I've been busy doing. Like I said, in the editor, haven't really done much to the building itself. I think my last stream I ended with this roof not working at all. And I completely redid the roof this morning too before I worked on the frame. So I did a different method that I've been finding that's working better. And I haven't moved in. You can see the walls are still the old walls, but the roof is now here without any kind of distortion on it. So I'm not gonna touch it. It's the right shape. Um, it fits I have the walls that match, the frame matches. So yeah. So like I said, I haven't done much here yet. Like you can see nothing else has been imported other than building building 7's all here. Like I have the roof turned off right now, or I think the roof was the same problem. It was all funny looking stone. So I'll have to go in and redo the roof. But you can see all the pushers, um, all the control panels. Like I said, all the doors are in here. If we turn around and we go down in view here, you can see all the bay doors have controls with the triggers there. All the doors open and close. So we can jump, I think, I'm just trying to think if I've done something in the XML that might mess up this. No, I think I went into the game the other day. So let's just see what happens in game just to see if I can show you the doors and stuff. Show you the doors and make sure they're working. Or still working, I should say. I've added a ton of XML over the last 2 weeks, so we'll see what's going on. It does take a bit for it to load up. So we're just going to show off what I've got working in Giants so far in the game. Just going to wait for the game to load, and we'll show off the bay doors, and building number 7 as it's listed in the project. Like I said, we got 3 things we can work on. We can work on moving some stuff into Giants Editor. I really want to work on the bay door, the new bay door for building 4. And I also want to work on the glass silos because they're going to be used for the glue and the sawdust. So I just need one. Of course, then you just duplicate as many as you needed, and then figure out the support for it. I should be looking to see if it was generating any errors, but like I said, I'm not sure if any of the XML I've done would have messed anything up, because most of it was just tweaking the productions which were already in there. So it might be going, oh, we're missing. I think it was, yeah, missing a lot of I added glue and nails to almost everything. So, or glass and stuff. So I've added product to it, but it's just missing the product. So it won't make anything new, but it still has everything it's made. So. Oh, but I did that shader cache thing that I saw somebody say to do. So my game's gonna need to load up everything shader file, so it's gonna be a little bit laggy at the beginning. So like I said, I have the roof off right now just so you can see it. Plus I don't have the lighting in there yet, so I don't want to put the light on. And so like I said, I'm just kind of letting the game load the shader file because I deleted everything, so it's just going to be a little laggy. I'm in January, so everything's a little bit frosty. If you haven't seen, I have to get working on this project or finish off this project and get it released. So I kind of spoiled it last stream too, where I still had these in here. So I have, if you haven't seen them, I have 5 buildable apartment buildings. So they're all buildables. And they're all different. So we got a brick one, we got a block one, we got another brick one. We have, I call this a stone one because they're kind of rough stones, and another block one. So those are the materials you need. And right now, because of the time of day, I think I have the lights are coming on. That's why some of the windows are white. Now I have 2 big apartment buildings. So 17, or I think it's 15, but it's technically 17 stories. The roof section has 2 kind of stories that aren't used. And then I can't remember, I think this is 10 or 12 stories. Yeah, you can just see the game is just loading in everything. So these are both buildable. And I never noticed, and I have to go in and look, and I can't figure out why. And all I did is make the bigger one first and then take out stories, and then I had a second one. So they're pretty much exactly the same. So there's a section of fence that's sticking around. It's not collisionable either. So so these are completely buildable. All of these buildings have the occluder mesh. So they look kind of funky when they're building because the occluder mesh is blocking out the stuff behind it, so you can't see through the building, even though the building's not there. So it's kind of flickering when if you're standing around here watching it build. So I think I have those signs up. I can't remember. Sorry. So this one's called Welcome to Canyon Crossing Tower, and I think I was going to change the other one to something else, and I haven't done it yet. So there's 2 towers, 2 different heights, and yeah, so these are all in one pack. I haven't gone back. Same thing, there's these lines, I don't know why they're stuck. I must have put them in the wrong spot. So these are all supposed to disappear at the end of the build, and they're not. These are kind of neat because you can actually put them right side by side if you wanted to, and it doesn't impact the building of it, or there's no function to the building, right? The apartment buildings, and they're you can't get in them, so there's no doors, no work. I could make them working doors, but I don't. There's nothing inside them, so. Man, that cache clearing sure's messing up though. So if we go in and like again, I'm trying to catch the daytime. Oh man, slow down. Okay, so we go inside. So I showed this off before. So again, if we want to open, and the door is opening, and then our truck's already backed up. So we would have to go to the main building to spawn out stuff, or go into your production menu and spawn out that way if you wanted to. And then if you spawned out your product, you'd come up here, and again, as soon as you push, I have my F1 off, sorry, so you couldn't see it. So the pusher's already on, so. And you can see the belt looks like it's animated, so it's moving. And I don't know why it flickers. Like you can see that from different angles. I have no idea. Anybody, any suggestions out there? Like it's just weird. It all depends on where I'm standing. It's the same with the control panel. Like from here, if I turn, you can see, oh, it's on the system running. Wait till it's the other ones. So you can see, I can see the start, the green start on the other panels. But as soon as I move, they're gone. But if I jump, they're there. And once it stops, the animation stops. And again, like I said, the start's there. And it's just the angle. I can't figure out. You can see it, the start all the way across on all of them. So like I said, it's you don't always need to use the pusher. I'm gonna have it set up so like if you spawned out 10 pallets, it would spawn out 10 pallets. This factory is really going to be using these containers from Hispano Modding, which have to be edited to work on this map. So, because what will happen is there'll be 2 pallets spawning here, and the container will keep picking them up. So if you spawn out all of them, or have it set to spawning, the container will just keep picking up the one of the pallets, just keeps picking up the one pallet until it's empty, and then there will be like four pallets sitting here that would need to be pushed out. And that's why the pusher goes so slow. So that way, as it pushes it into the container trigger, the container will pick it up, and it won't push it off onto the ground. Because I did play around with the speed, because the speed got adjusted probably about 4 or 5 times. Okay. Any questions? Anybody have questions? So like I said, this building is pretty much done. I just need to work on lighting. So again, I have lighting in the first floor of building 1. I'm getting the sound, but no animation. I thought I tested all the doors. Oh, the game is still just... Turn that. So like I said, the building, what is it? I think it's building, this is 7, so building 6, I haven't cut out I just did the texturing on the building in Blender. I haven't cut out the doors yet. And same with this one. This one's just open too. I must not have the nodes right or something. Must have something missing. Yeah, so right now it's saying the door is open, and it's definitely not open, right? I'm getting the sounds, but no animation. Oh, I know why. I know why. I don't think I have the right animation source file attached to it. So we can watch the switch. So you can, like I said, it goes green when it's coming up, and then it's red. So when you push down, the red goes off, and then it's ready to go back up. Not ideal, but it's just the way the door trigger, I guess, stuff does with what I can do in Giants with the different colors and stuff. I still haven't decided if I like it's supposed to be a shadow effect, I think, is what's supposed to be happening, but I don't know. I'll probably take those out. I don't like, it's like the bumpers too. They look funny. But I think I have to do something still in the Giants editor for those. Some sort of decal setting, I think. Lots of work still to do. So this is the only building that's pretty much, like I said, pretty much complete. It needs lighting still, which again, have some light switches that I'll need to figure out where I want to put them. You can see the door animation. So again, you come in, ideally there'd be a light switch here. But the problem with light switch is that you can only like the have a trigger here. It would have to turn on a section of the lights because it wouldn't. If it turned on all of them, then if you came in this door, you can't have another light switch to turn on the lights. So, and it's going to be hard to get a light switch in between the two triggers here. Might have to put the switch on this wall, which was fine. And like I said, just row of lights. That way all the bays are lit up. Like I said, I have lights. In building one have lights already. So what should we do? What should we work on? Anybody want to work on the door? It's already almost an hour. Just to recap. Like I said, I really want to. I'm probably going to pick. If nobody says anything, I'll probably just pick the big bay door because that's something that I already have a rough start and I know the size and everything, and I can just open up I think I have I don't even know where I put that door. So it's not in there. It's not there, which is where I thought it was going to be. Just let's see what this one is. Oh, this is the pack. I've got the ones that I wanted to do. That's right. Okay, which I did. I don't think I put it in here. No. Okay, so I guess I should have found it first before. I thought I knew where it was. I thought it was in with the main folder. Here we go. I have too many files one day. Oh, Billy, you're so funny. You were here first, I bet. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is what I was looking for. Billy got me all distracted from what I was doing. This was the door. So, like I said, I took Giants door, bay door that they have, and one of the, you can actually get it off the development network, I think it was, where they released it to. Um, it was a building, and I just took the door, put it into Blender, and scaled it to my size that I wanted to use, and um, added the animation to it. It took probably about a week to do. It was really funny at first because the door would just jump like crazy. The sections of the door would just jump like crazy as it rolled up. It was so funny watching it go. So, so the only thing I had to do, like I said, all I did is scale it. The only thing I didn't keep that is in the original is that the original actually has this spring bar spinning, but I forgot to reset its origin so it wouldn't spin. I couldn't get it to spin on the right axis because it wasn't set up properly. I can't even find where it is. Oh, because it's all part of the, yeah, the origin for this piece is down here in the corner, so I couldn't get it to spin properly because it wasn't, I left it as part of the whole piece, where Giants has it as two separate. They have just the door. I have to stop this. It's driving me nuts. In the original, the door is separate, and then the frame is separate. So they had it in as two sections. Held message allowing. Hmm. So yeah, when I did it, I had the frame as included with the door, and then that which with then you can see when I click on it, you can see the origin is down here. So I couldn't get it to spin in the XML because the axis is way down here, so it wouldn't work, right? It would spin. It was like this, doo doo doo. So, and I would have to come back and redo the whole thing. So I'm like, no, I left it. I just left it as, you don't know. You'd have to be, you can't see it as soon as the door starts to move, right? As soon as the door starts to move, you can't see the thing spinning anyway. If you're standing anywhere underneath the door, you're not going to see it spinning anyway. So I didn't bother with it. So the plan, like I said today, is I want this door 4 times as wide, pretty much. So I like the easy way would be to go, well, make a copy of it first, but I want to do, obviously I don't want to take the one that has the problem. I want the master. So this is the original size, which again, I already scaled it down. And you can see I had to bring in each piece separately. Screws, there's screws in here somewhere, up here. And then each door section. So that's the original. Like I said, even the collision I brought, you have to bring in because they have to be separate. The collision, the spring, and the screws up there too. So like I said, I want something about 4 times the width, but I want it the width of this one, right? So this one, again, that's a huge door, right? You think meters. So 12-meter wide door. But you can see you can see the bones on it, what they call it. So again, I picked this up watching Shy Wizard's video, but his is on an actual door, not on a bay door like this. So figuring out, and originally I was aligning it to the door sections, the 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 little whatever these are called, part of the bone. There's a beginning and an end, and I had them lining up to the middle section of each of the sections. So I had them lining up like here and here, and then when the door started going up, it looked really wonky. So what I had to do is I realized there's hinges, right? So I had to line them up with the hinge. Oh, and I got the collisions on there. That's why it looked so funny. So one beauty of Blender, you can turn stuff off. See the hinges. So then I had to line it up to the center of the hinge, right? There's a center. This would be the center where the sections would pivot or turn, rotate on. So each section, again, I would put this axis of the bone would be lined up with this. There's a hinge over here, but we can't see it because the bones are turned on. I think it's this one. Yeah, so you can't see the bones, but so there's hinges, right? So it's the bottom of the bone is at the center of this pin that goes through the hinge, and then it lines up with the hinge up here. So then when it goes up, when the animation goes up, you can see that the door follows this where it's bending, right? It's bending on the hinge, so that way it follows it when it goes up. And each bone is connected to, or I guess I always refer to it as child parenting, I think it's referred to. So section 7, which is the top one, is a child of section 6, and so on. It goes all the way down to 1. So they're all kind of connected. So I can't remember which one you can move. It's 1, I think it's section 1. So if I move section 1, I just move it. All the other sections move with it. Got it, Billy? Ready to make your own door now? I don't know. Like I said, I need to make a door now 4 times as bigger, and I'm trying to figure out, like I said, I took this is Giant's door, and all I did is I changed the width of it pretty much. That's all I changed was the width of the door went from being, I don't even know, because the original doors, um, I can't remember. It's like 6 or something. Oh, and because this is all one piece now, the width is right, but the sections are all joined together. And it's hard working with the origin point being in the corner when you're dealing with doors, because I use a door frame which is centered, and then you have to try and center uh, this door when the origin's in a different spot or the reference point. So the first thing we're going to do is duplicate this. And then I want to remove, yeah, everything else is fine. I don't know if I can just delete the, no, I don't want to keep this at all. No, there it is. I still left that. Get rid of that. Where's that saved? Okay, so we don't need that. We want to change the name. Oh, now I know I'm having such a, let's turn off the other one. We don't want to see all the collision just yet. Yeah, I think, I'm not gonna say struggle. I find it hard when I'm jumping between Blender and the editor because of the navigation, right? I'm constantly hitting Shift when in Blender and then Alt and Giant in the editor, and when you're jumping back and forth, that's where it becomes a pain in the butt. In Blender, definitely getting a lot more comfortable on how I want to or how I need to do stuff. Like right now, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to expand this 4 times, but if I just went and scaled it up, 4 times, if I went Y and just went over whatever, I started just doing this, it's just going to stretch everything, right? And I don't want that. The hinges are going to look funny. The screws will look funny because it's only stretching it on one axis. So I don't want to do it that way. What I want to do is just totally cut this apart and put it back together, I think is what I really want to do. Or yeah, I want to take it and like I can cut this end out because it's separate. Actually, yeah, it's all one piece. Um, and because I know this is like okay, so sorry, I keep meaning to turn that on. I keep forgetting to turn it on. If anybody's watching my keystroke. So what I'm plan is right now, so take the frame. So this is the frame. So if we go tab and we get into edit mode, always work in wire view. I like to use, again, up here's the different vector. So this is the vertex of just the little dots at the each of every line. So this is that, or you can grab all the lines if you wanted to, or faces. But for this, what I want to do is I want to cut it and make it its own. So I want to try grabbing just that, but I'm going to be grabbing this horizontal piece, which is fine. So let's go back. 3 is that view. I didn't hit it. There we go. So it doesn't matter if I have the snap on. So I'm going to go, and for now, I'm just going to move it over there. And I'm going to do the same on this side. And this one about there. So now I've got a frame. It's not obviously the final. If I want to do the spring, again, the spring is by itself. So if I want to take the spring, just for now, move it over. Okay, so now I've already, it's not the finished width, but I've made it. It's out of the way. I know I want the door now, but the door is going to be a lot trickier because if I just copy it, I'm going to have like the door has, the little I don't know what they're called. The guides, right at the end here, the thing that goes in the tracks, right? The screws are here. So what I really want to do is I do want to copy it, but I'm gonna then delete everything that I don't want, that doesn't need to be in the middle sections. Like this piece needs to be on the ends, but that's about it. So let's try. Nope. What's it picking up? This piece, I guess. I'm just going to keep them apart for now, just because I need to get in between them to clean up the stuff I don't need in the middle. And I didn't make this one wide enough, so we're going to have to work. Now I haven't moved the screws or anything like that to line up with the hinge. I'll wait to play with that after. So like, obviously I don't need all that stuff that's in the middle. I'm only going to need it on the edge to line up with the track once I get the final width over. And I don't need the hinge that comes in the because the engine I can't speak anymore. The hinges that are on the ends, are customized, and like I said, you can see the screws that I don't need. So all of this stuff's going to need to go. So we go back. I think if I go back to this view, go into edit mode, or wait, let's pick the right door here. Go into edit mode. And we're in that view. What I don't want to do is take the door or the actual panels away. Yeah, I'm taking the panels away, doing that way. I'm going to switch to the line because I think, no, I'm still going to take the end of the. And this is the fun part about taking something out of Giant's editor and putting it into Blender is it comes with all of this extra geometry. I don't know, all these extra lines. If we were making it in Blender, it wouldn't have all of these extra triangles created. See, and then you're still trying to find the. This isn't going to be a quick project. If anybody was thinking this was going to be quick, nope. Should hide the other door sections. Now we can just focus on this door. And this will actually make it easier for the two middle sections, because then I can just put that they're both the same, right? And you get duplicate, so you can see there's duplicate lines in the same spot because it took me multiple, attempts to delete them all. Oh, I don't think I got that. Hmm. Yeah, I know if I delete that, that puts an opening in a hole in the. What do you think? Easy. It is not. It's not too bad. It's better than redrawing it yourself. That's for sure. I find. I had to redraw this, especially the detail of the hinges. That's definitely not something in scope for me. It'd take me a while, but when you do one, it's just copying pasting everything, right? So that wouldn't be too bad. But and Billy, did you really miss everything at the beginning that I started with? Because I do have everything still open, so I could show you. Did you catch the SFS, what is it called again? FSL this morning? I was there for the first two matches, and then during the second intermission, I was watching, what did I have on TV? Oh, Commando, Arnold Schwarzenegger's friggin' Commando, and I sat down to watch it. Next thing I know, it was an hour and a half later. I totally fell asleep. So I missed the SGA round. Oh, you were out. Good thing there's only 7 sections in this thing. Well, that was the other thing I was thinking about adding another, making it maybe. Well, most of my bay doors for my truck shop were 10, I think, 10 or 12. I can't remember. Not that this is meant to be drive through or into it, but just to make it a little bit different than the other doors. So I was thinking of adding 2 sections, which then would add height to the everything that we're doing. So I know this is not looking very good. So you can see I've already deleted something that's now putting space in my, which I don't really want. So I was afraid of that happening. I haven't learned all the shortcuts. I know there's a shortcut key to help me switch between those 3, and I can't remember it to save my life. So now all I'm going to do is copy. Well, I know I can fill in the space again. I just need to copy it. That didn't work. Okay, but we still have some gap. There's no actual face there. Like I said, we've created a hole on the top and the bottom there, so I need to fix that. No, that didn't work. Oh, it's not letting me zoom in. Definitely frustrating with some of this. Oops. Oh, I haven't finished taking that end out, so I better not. This is a waste of time. I need to take the other side out first. Just taking out that hinge. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, there's a big update today. I want to see how the pump jack works. That's how I'm looking forward to looking in the XML to see how that animation file works. Because that's what I couldn't figure out is how to put it in the XML. I know how to put it in for the triggers, but for production where you want something to be animated, that's what we don't have an example of. Oh, I have to do all that again. Okay, I changed my mind. I don't want to do another animated door. Wonder if I get that far today. Probably not. So when you're the door ends up being a solid piece in Blender. So normally, like when you're doing if you're doing the keyframes in the XML, every piece that moves that needs to be separate, right? And using the animation, everything's one solid piece. And then you link the bone. You saw that diamond shaped bone that I had earlier. You click on the bone and then you link everything you want to be attached to that bone. And when you're doing the hinges, okay, so I need the bottom piece of the hinge and the pin are attached to the bottom of the bottom panel. And then the second panel has the other piece, the top piece of the hinge, and it's attached to the second bone. Like it's just, yeah, a lot of highlighting. And in between the two panels, each have their own face. So making sure you have the right face attached to the right bone when you can't bend this and access the space in between the two panels, yeah, that was fun. Lots of times it was attached to the wrong bone, so when the door started to go up, the space there was a hole in the bottom of the panel, so I had to then go back and try and map the right face with the right bone. It was nothing but challenging there. What's it? Oh, because yeah, okay. This whole end piece will be gone anyway, so I'm just taking out the hinges at this point. Yeah, this must be the other door. Get that out of the way. Yeah, I just got the first two matches, which was Astrodon, right? They won. They smoked that other team. I can't remember what they're called. TC3 or something. I don't remember. But Matza is just on that Bales, holy cow, he was just a pro. Just awesome watching him go. Whoops. No, that'll be good too. These were a pain in the butt too, but I guess I still have. Oops, going the wrong way. Oops, I don't want that. Oh, I guess I could. I said this whole. I said this is um, definitely a little tedious, to say the least. But it's quicker than trying to, like I said, redo it yourself. Yeah, I like to spend time to, like I said, if I made just straight panels and I my bay doors in my workshop, my truck shop have little pins like this coming out of the side of the door. I don't have any hinges. Yeah, that's right. They said somebody, I can't remember where they said they were from. Australia, I think they said. It's the team that was one member was having issues connecting, and then of course Virtual Farmer, he wasn't there for the first two matches barely. I think he just got back after the second match with his internet connection. He's feeling your pain, I guess, because he's over there too. He didn't say who his provider was, so he said he's trying to get fiber too. Okay, so this is the piece that, oh, okay, I need that. Like I'm looking at these, when they butt together, they're gonna have this funky little, I don't know. Okay, where am I down here? Somewhere I didn't do. Ah, I forgot to highlight something. Here we go. Don't think they're needed, but let's just see what happens. See what we got here. So I thought we had a, Okay, so we do have something missing here. So let's grab all the edge. I can't see it. So this should probably make a triangle, I'm guessing. Maybe, oh, it doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, I guess it does eventually. So let's see if we can fill it. See, and the problem is now I've created a new face and it's not linked to the texture. So I'm guessing it needs, let's see how it's, so hard because it's such a, it's not that big of a panel, but it just seems like it takes so long to scroll around on it. I just can't seem to get into here. See, and ideally it would be better. Oh, is he? He's in somewhere in the middle. Yeah, I don't really catch too many of his streams, so I guess that makes sense why he said he has 3 different internet connections that he can use. When one goes down, he switches to another one. Where did it put it? I don't get this. The UV mapping just drives me nuts sometimes because it's like the shape sometimes doesn't even match. So I just need it to be black. I don't care. It's black texture, so it doesn't need to be anything special. Okay, so now we also had a gap, I think, at the in the top of this bottom piece too somewhere. Nice. So this is the problem I found with deleting and playing around with stuff like that comes from Giants or from another source other than being made in Blender is that it comes with all of these extra lines. And you can see I have something doubled here too that's flickering. There we go. Okay, so we need this. No, we need this one. I can't tell which one over here I need though. And same with that, I can't see. Yeah, see, it's not the top one. I'm gonna be able to find the other end. What do I need? I need 4 corners. 4 sides. Oh, see, that's going, how come it's going across? Oh, so that's what I'm, okay. So that one's, I don't get where that one's coming from. So there we go. We got a panel out of edit mode. Haven't saved in a while. Let's do a save. And like I said, this is where it's going to be a pain because I want it to, and this is on the corner of the frame. Actually, it doesn't matter where these panels are right now. So let's keep my space. Too sure how I'm going to get it to line up to the, because Y would be 0, right? So that's centering that panel, but I'm not making it that wide. Oh, let's change the width of the panel. How about that? Just go 3. And then I know I need to go over by 1.5. Ding. Then I want to duplicate it on the Y and go negative 1.5. So now I've made my door twice as wide. And it has no joint. It has a center joint, which I'm not too sure what I'm going to do about how that looks. What does that look like? Now, is it showing me? Okay, so yeah, like looking at the center, I probably shouldn't have made a duplicate just yet because what's in the center here that's causing? Okay, so let's delete that again. So there's something still, and you can see that didn't even get to. I saw something here, yeah. I didn't check my work. And that explains why it's not centered or right on the horizontal. Just check, make sure. No. Okay, so let's try that again. So it's still 3 meters. Oh, I always forget to reset the scale. Now let's set the origin again. Now let's put it 1.5. So now it should be smack on the blue line. Yep. So now we'll do Control D, Y, and it's a minus 1.5. And like I said, I'm still going to have this line in the middle. I don't get why there's a gap. Okay, so it's just like it's for some reason it's snapping it all the way over to attach to the other one, and the other one's not. Hmm. Yeah, like it won't even. There's something still registering that there's something there, so it won't bring it over. I wonder if this will work. Let's try doing that. Oh, that made it worse. Whoops. Tedious. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. No. Okay. Yeah, and I may still have to It's the shape of the panel, right? That's what I don't want to try. And I have done the bevel for. Hmm. It's also, like I said, The ends have a full rectangle and they don't have the bevel on the ends. I didn't take that off because I know it was going to delete. You know, I think I'm just going to do is make 4 panels. Why? And then make my own section. I think that's going to be quicker than playing around with these things. Because I only need to make one and then copy it. But that's the width I want. And then, like I said, I'm thinking of making it maybe 2 sections higher, just to give it some difference when you're looking at, when you're at this part of the building and you're looking here, and this bay door is the same height as this one, yet this one's a lot wider. So like I said, 2 more sections for these two. And then I can take the ends, once I get the new sections, I'll take the ends that have all the fancy hardware and the trim. I can just, yeah, I can add that on myself. Because again, I just need to cut one of these out. The top and bottom ones are different. So the top and bottom ones, copy them, and then put them on the new panel. Same with that. And then I already have all the hinges, even though they're part of this this panel, I can cut them out, remove them. They're easy because they're all in the middle of the section. So we can do that. Oh, I don't have to do that right now. Let's do the one panel first. So we want to add a panel. Let's get a cube. Let's turn that one off. Let's edit this. Oops, let's grab it first. Edit mode, the bottom. And it's going to be that funky rubber piece that I'm going to have to do by myself here. So let's do the panel first. Up there, grab 3. That's the bevel. Get down, grab that side. We want it. It's X, so we want X. This one. And the thickness. So I guess I just hate long friggin' numbers that really don't make a difference. Okay. We need to make the length. So this one's the Y. That's the other thing. I'm working on a different axis. I always like to have my objects running along the x-axis, like for the lengthwise, and then the width, the depth is usually the Y. So it's been challenging working on these doors. And again, I could easily rotate the whole thing now if I wanted to, but I'm not on that trying to do that. And then it's Y again. Okay, so that's that. Let's go back. Let's put this transform in the middle. Okay. Let's do our panel. Well, there should only be one texture in here. Oh no, there's the it is the yeah. Okay. Do we have a normal? Yeah, the normal's in here too. I just want to take a look at this so you can see where the stuff from the rest of the like I said, the hinges and the again I don't know what the guide pulleys are or something like that. So you can kind of see. I'm just trying to see how big where they put the panels. There's two sides to it. So yeah, so side one is on the top and side two was on the bottom. But I was trying to see how much of they're right down on the bottom. Okay, that's cool. We got a bit of scale to adjust. We have no rotation scale. Into edit mode. Like why? And now I don't know which direction it is. So, um, odds are this is right, so I just can rotate it. Grab it. And I bet you when I do this one, it's going to be the right size. Oh, okay. And this one needs to go counterclockwise to match. Okay, so then we go and grab the other side. And we want to change our snaps. We just want them to be able to oh, that's right, because I'm moving them at the same time. So why, okay, just a sec here. So this one, when I do the scale, oh, I give up on this scale stuff. So that should, looks really, because it's really long, but it should match the other one pretty closely to the, again, can't really see it this far. Okay, so that's that. Now I want to show the, because we only need one panel and then we're fine, but we want to go back to this because we need to do the bottom piece. And before I do the, before I do that, I want to make a copy of, oh, I need to do the edges. See, why is that edge? Oh, it drives me nuts. I don't know why. And I don't even know what they use for the original. I guess these don't even get seen, so it doesn't really matter where they go. They obviously don't want the, and you'd want them the width of that, so. Okay, so that one's fine. Like I said, these two, technically grab. Now, you don't want them to be anywhere where they're going to create a line, so let's just move them up again so they're in the middle. And we can give them a little bit of, I don't think there's much texture on here. And again, you're not going to see it unless you stop the door from opening like halfway. So you're not really going to see this inside cracks of this stuff. I wonder where they put the joint stuff. Okay. Okay, so we got one panel. Like I said, you have to zoom in and you can see that I'm guessing this one needs to be rotated 180 to line up. And again, like I said, you're not going to see this because there's trim pieces on the end. So, and the same thing with this one, R180. And yeah, and now at least it lines up. Again, you can't really zoom in much more to see. But okay, so let's copy this first. Copy, go up. I need one of the sections back, I guess, because I need that. But I guess I can turn these two sections off for now. And I need another QB. Don't like the shape of it for some reason. Well, that's just whack. Why is this? Okay, so that looks a little better. Reset the scale. Hold on. And there we go. We got the bottom redone on our new wide door. Should we try? I never have any luck when I try and bevel the corners. So let's give it a try and see what we come up with. Edit. What the? Oh, anyway, it's the where you pick to bevel. So I only want right. That's what I want done. And then you said I remember. I knew there was something I forgot last time I tried this or found this out. Perfect. And now for the top panel, same process. Into edit mode, top edge, one. So we want 0.005, I think. Do we want it more rounded? That 2 segments looked kind of, sure. Okay. Section 2, edit again. Let's start with the bottom edge. Bottom edge. 0.005. It was 2. Right, and if we bring in section 1, beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Now we have to make how many more panels? Chat, anybody who's paying attention? Okay, so we were gonna do, let's do 9. I hope if I press the, let's do 1, zoom in. We'll come back and fix all the naming convention here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I wonder where that button was. What was that? D? No. Oh, that's not helping at all, Count Billy. You're going to do 307 sections? That's a pretty big door. That's a lot of XML. Did I show you? There's still lots of XML even with the animation file. That's crazy. Oh, I'm not. Okay, let's just do this part first. 6. It would be really nice if I could get this to the completed animation part, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get that far today. But we are plugging along at a good pace, so who knows? Dun, dun, dun. Door, so I don't need, no, I need that one, I need that one, don't need that one. Oh, I should hide all mine because I can't remember which one I need here. No, that doesn't help. Oh, I do need them, don't I? I need the hinges. Okay, so we don't need my visible stuff right now, the new stuff right away. Okay, let's do a save. We want 3. So like I said, these are all the hinges, right? So we want those. So we need to highlight all 3 of these. Go into edit mode, go into one, unselect everything, and hopefully we just get the hinges. And P to separate them so they're no longer friends with their panels. Now I need to figure out which panel. So what was that one? I'll leave that one alone. That one. And what's on the bottom? Oh, I don't want the bottom stuff. Oh, this is the new. Where is it? Oh, cube. There we go. Okay. I was like, what's that for? That's the new bottoms for section 1. That's what it is. And then we want to join all these because I don't think I want to move them around. And I can't join them. Why? Why? Oh, because I still have. Okay. Oh, but I should have. Okay, that's no problem. So we need. Okay, so these are top ones. So those need to move to the top of, or the bottom of the top panel. So we need these. So we need to move. Let's move them up. Let's move them up. Okay, so let's do no. Oh, we need to edit. Edit mode. There we go. We'll figure this out. Okay, and then we go into 3. And where are they exactly? They're at the top of the bevel, which makes sense. So let's just drag them up. And we got our snap on, so it's going to cause us problems with aligning it. So do I have the right one? I don't. Oh, I do. Okay, so I'm looking at my panels are different sizes than. So let's move this back. Oh, it doesn't matter. I need to move them all. Because they're all going to be out of alignment then. They didn't look out of alignment, but I guess they are as we look. The first one's fine, but I think it's the thickness. Remember, we have this bottom piece, and that thickness isn't being added to my panel, like wasn't added to my original panel or my second panel, and so on, so on. Hmm. Oh, just more playing around with than I wanted to do. So we can see the center line, so that's fine. It's just you can't see the center line without zooming in far enough to see the center line. Or you know what I mean. It looks pretty centered, that one. See, and you can just see the vertex line as that's the center. I'm guessing. Why is there? Oh, that's a good way to look at it too. Except I see the other door that's still lit up. Here, let's go to that. Oh, and it's not, they're not touching the door. How did I get the door so out of a line? That one looks pretty good, doesn't it? Let's go up to this one. Custom. Now you can see that this one wasn't as aligned as the other one is, so we can. Cool. I'm happy with it so far. A lot of. Yeah, I guess we could do this too. You could go right in. That way you can figure out the. It's easy to pull it. And this way you can easily see the red arrows on, and then you just pull it back out. And now this is one of the ones we want to duplicate, so let's just duplicate it and move it down. Custom door, another one. Okay, and then whew. Oh, and then we're gonna have to do that for the same thing for the ends too, once we get them on. I know it was my idea to make a new door. I know, but it's something we can have in the arsenal for other projects too once we get it done. I know I'm mad. I know. Look at the look at this. I wish I'd kept track of the hours, Billy. Like seriously, I started the factory before the map was released, before Canyon Crossing was released, like at least a month before. I was working on that factory. Not all the time because I didn't have other things I got ready, but there we go. It's like, do I do the screws now or wait? Oh, and I probably should, probably put another one in the middle. So in between the sections, it looks kind of funny. It looks like there's a weird gap. So which one do we want? 3, right? Yeah, so let's go into edit mode again. We want here and about there. I don't think I have a way of putting it in the center anymore. This should be almost centered, I guess. I'm sure nobody's going to walk up to it with the measuring tape, but that's one big door. But I've seen bigger. Another save. And this has been the easy part. I think I'm considering this is still easy for this project. So the hard part's going to be putting the ends on, I think. The hinges are different too on this. But if we look at this in right, like if we get into the guts here and look at this, the pieces, it's like a piece of wood that's got all four corners. So that's custom. Like I said, the hinges, excuse me, on the ends, obviously have the piece that goes on the track. They still hinge, but they have like a big, huge, I guess, more of a flange than the rest of the sections. But it is still the same hinge over and over and over again on each section. So the first step, I think, is to do these end pieces, because it'll be one piece, and then I'd be able to just copy it up and down both sides. And let's just take a quick gander at the bottom. Oh, and see the bottom actually comes out. And it's okay, so I'll need to fix that too. Okay, so we need another QB cube. I'm in edit mode. QB cube. I really should know the thickness and stuff by now, but I don't. So if the panel was 42, we obviously want it something bigger than that. How about let's 0.5 and the Y being 0.5. And I have no idea what the panel sections were. And there are a lot of weird numbers. And why does my thing still look freaking huge? It must be 0.5 I want, not, yes, okay. And it's Y. Um, I said I'm so used to making everything on the 0, making sure everything's, one of the axes is always on a 0. Hey, Grits. How's it going? Working on a bay door for my factory that I've been working on. That's what Billy and I were talking about in your stream the other day, the XML file that goes along with the. So I'm building one from scratch. Been working on it for months. And I would tell somebody to do a shout out, but I don't have anybody moderating yet. So let me do my own. No. Why won't it let me log in there? Yeah, I did it. Yeah, it works. Hey, how did I get my own? Oh, because I typed in, I got it. I got it. There we go. There we go. Both great content creators. Been watching Grits. I've been hanging out. I'm a big lurker. I don't chat a lot. I'm usually busy doing something, and if it's during the day, like right now during the week, I'm working. So I'm usually got a stream up, but I very rarely can chat nowadays. Especially this year, I've been just work has just been crazy, and I can't. I usually have to have the stream muted, so I don't usually put anything in chat, but I'm usually lurking around. I have Twitch is up 24/7. Always have somebody on. I usually just mute my computer and turn off the monitor, and somebody. It's always a surprise who I end up with in the morning to see if I'm still on a farm sim stream or I'm on somebody else's some other game. It's always a surprise sometimes. But it's always funny if I end up on somebody that I know or following already. That's kind of funny. Okay, so I don't want to wreck this one just yet. Oh, the bottom comes out on this one. That's what I'm doing here. So this bottom piece, uh, and we want it to come out. Why? Okay. And then this piece, I think I got the thickness okay. I don't know. Oops. Hard to see. Like it does. If I do the chamfer the same way, the bevel I did before, then I should be okay. And you can see even the bottom piece is out more than this is. So where's this at? I'm gonna leave mine because it looks like the same width, I think. Which door is it? Yeah, so I have the same width as this piece is. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. I've been busy with work this month or last month. Sorry, last month it's work totally changed and it's totally in my head. It's really bugging me because I got rolled back into a job I used to do 7 years ago. So it's pretty been a good slap in the face. So it's been pretty hard to take that part of what happened at work. So, but they're just trying to reduce the number of people that work in the company and just give people more work to do. So they've been doing that for years. So it's been hard this last month because when I got told, came back from vacation and go, sorry, we need you to go back to what you were doing 7 years ago. So that's, like I said, been sucking. But other than that, doing good. I still have a job. That's the main thing, and in a company that's not going to go anywhere. At least either it's not a multi-billion-dollar company, so it's not going anywhere. And I get to work from home, so can't complain about that. That's why I can watch Twitch streamers all day. Just can't listen to them sometimes. We want to be overhead. Edit mode. Is that the right one? Bevel, yeah. We want the bevel. Should we make it fancy? Sure. There we go. Let's look. Again, I have no idea where this was on the. Why do I have it on here for some reason? I keep forgetting which one I'm working on. No. Oh. Okay, so it's in this gray section, the side panels. I knew they were a different texture, but I didn't know. So before we copy it, let's assign it to the texture Bador. And we want to reset the scale. And we want to, why? This is what I don't get. Why? Oh, it's all the lines? No. All, oh, all the faces. Right. Because we made a bevel. Should have done this first. Because it's always got to put one of them some weird, like what's this one? It's one of the four sides. And I think it's a solid texture though down here. Yeah. Oh, I can't zoom in on Blender, drives me nuts. Just as about as bad as the editor. See, like, and then this one, well, these are the two ends, so they don't really matter. Actually, they will when we when they get when you open the door, you'll see them if you can catch it. So rotate 90. Okay. And the other thing we'll do is we'll put these together. And we'll grab them and put them right smack in the center. Oops. We'll grab and move this down roughly there, and we'll shrink it down so it fits. And that should be fine. Like I said, I like the texture a lot of times, especially if I'm going to use a piece that I'm going to keep duplicating. So like this piece is going to be duplicated. You know, we have 10 sections, two for each section, so it's going to be copied multiple times. So it's easier to texture it before you start making a copy. That way you don't have to go and retexture every single piece. Shift D, and is it X? No, it's Y. And we need to go, come here. Okay, and while we're here, we might as well click on the, no, we need to click on this bottom piece. And extend it out. Oops. So that's not bad. I should, I don't like the way, it's fine for further up, but it's not going to be fine for, I'm in edit mode. It's, the X is going to be messy. And I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. 0.045, 0.047. Right, because you wouldn't want the bevel to hang over the bottom of this. What you don't want it to hang too much over this bevel, and that's what I didn't like first there. So just adjusting the width a bit. I'm going to go back to 46. Okay, so I'll change the other end. And now we should be able to just copy this up. Because all the sections were the same thickness. Oops. I should just do this. Let's do this. There we go. Let that section closed. Copy up. It's nice sometimes when the cursor just scrolls right off, but when you're zoomed in so far, it just takes like forever to. And I'm gonna make sure this time when I worked on the other one, when I did the width of the track, or sorry, the width of the track, it covered a lot of this trim piece that we just put in right now. And I'm gonna keep them separate right now, just while we work on this. I can be adding both pieces to the main section as we go, just to eliminate this craziness on the side. So I want 3. So like I said, now I need to start working on the custom. Like I said, the bottom piece is different, or has its own hinge. I think. Well, that's what I don't want now. So this is what you have to do when you're linking the sections to the bone that controls what it's going to do when it moves. You have to go and highlight it all, like using the link button, I guess it's called. I don't know, the L button links, selects everything that's, I guess, connected together, kind of. It doesn't grab everything. As you can see, I can't get no, there is no, like I said, there's no back to this piece. Like if I go and, I'm just going to make a copy of it, and it's Y. Oh, nuts. I still had, what did I have up there? I don't know what that came from. So now we have a duplicate of that hinge. So like I said, it's not really going to take too long. It's just taking some time to to make copies of this. So, and now figuring out where it was placed. I think it was placed right on the edge of the bevel, because that's what this is going to show. I don't know why it's showing two different lines though. It's like they're not lined up or something like that, like the bevel's not lined up. Anyway, right, so I shouldn't have to change the height. You can see how the old one, this piece was definitely a lot wider. So let's do that. Let's see if we can just, edit mode. Let's change this X on this. So let's try adding 5. No, we need more. Need some more. That's better because now this you can just see, if you can see again. I'm sorry, it's hard to zoom in a lot of times on this, and I just noticed now that it needs to go in because my door sections are not as wide. Okay, so that might come back. That's oh, and this is still part of the other piece, so I need to separate it too. So let's zoom into that. What is there? Oh, because I'm like, why am I seeing it's the other? Oh, I need to turn that off. It's driving. I can't tell. I think it's that one. Um, so now it should be on my door. And I want my little things here so I can adjust it. There we go. That didn't take long at all. Okay, now the other side. Edit mode. In face mode, we don't want anything connected this time. Keep forgetting it's easier to see what you've selected in this solid color section. Whoop, I forgot that on the other one. Yeah, okay. So again, make a copy of it. We want to go on the y-axis. We want to take a look at it, make sure that we didn't miss anything. Like I said, it has no back on it. Technically, there's no back face, but that's fine because we don't see that. Everything's there. Okay, now we want to separate it, make it its own little hinge. Let's put the snap the origin there. Turn that one off. Let's turn, no, Not that one, that one. We want to slide it all the way over. This is going to be fun because we're going to have to move all of the screws too, because they're going to be not aligned with the door. I don't know why my door thickness doesn't match. Only going to get easier from here now. Like I said, it's almost easier to now these are all the same except for the top one, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the top one doesn't have the upper section. So once we get one of these copied over for each end, then we can just copy in pairs, right? Once we get one aligned. So this is where it gets a little bit funky because you're trying to get into all the different sections of this without clicking on something that you don't need to copy. Like I said, there's just lots of jumping around, very tedious, very yeah. But it's a lot easier than redoing it or creating it. Sometimes it's quicker to recreate it, I found, but overall, once I've started learning some more of the hotkeys and stuff that I can do, like the link button or the L button, using the L key to grab everything that's linked together when you want to try copying, it does, like I said, all you have to do is click the wrong spot and all of a sudden now you have something connected that you don't want. And that's a pain in the butt. and then trying to navigate around to get everything, which I think I've got everything. But I used to do this face by face, and that would take forever because you'd have to click on every little face of it. So again, copy Y, separate our copy. And I just remembered, I guess we're okay because we are about our hinge. Our hinge is which is this line technically right here. So this line should be down there, there, and if we go one, it's getting kind of funky in here. Wonder if I can click on the other one. Yeah. Actually, let's do the copy so we know exactly that it's going to be the right height. Because if it's a different height, when it go, well, the door will look funky when it goes to bend. If the hinges don't line up, believe it or not, it's gonna. So what did that do to our hinge? So why? Oh, because these are sticking out further. That's right, they're on a piece that sticks out compared to these. Okay. Like I said, now we have these two, and all we have to do is now copy them all the way, except for the very top. Yeah, there's a very top one by itself. Okay. So we have that one highlighted, and you want that one? No. Didn't see the other one. I thought it was, let's turn 3 off again. So it's this line here that wants to line up with that. So and you can see it lines up with our other hinges all the way through. So it's not too bad. It's just, they just don't look like they align, but they do. You said the screws are just gonna drive me nuts, but at least I think they're in pairs. So again, once we get one row done, we can just copy and move them up like we're doing with the hinges. So last one, yeah. Okay, so then we're um, back to grabbing the top hinge now. So just looking to see what this is about. There's no hinge, right? This is just keeping it on the track, right? So this one does play importance on guiding the whole thing. And like I said, it was very janky when I first did it. The first time I ran the animation, it was like it was popping like all over the place because I didn't put enough keyframes in it to start with. I had to add a whole bunch more. Actually, I had to go whole section. I had to put each second in instead of doing like in like sections of 5 or 10 or something like that. It took a lot to make it look smooth. And there we go. And again, this one's going to be a little fun because I basically get to place it where I want because I don't have an example to use. So and that's placement I mean by example, right? I don't have a somewhere around there, I guess. And that may be why too, because this one section has a shorter bone when it's going on. So 3, now we're on 3 on 1. All this back and forth just to get a little bit fun. Separate it, reset the origin. Let's get the height off of that. So let's steal the height. And we want the X off of that too because it's pushed in. Oh, no, that's not what I was doing. I was supposed to copy it, not paste it. And now we want to go coming along. Oh, we better do a save. Haven't done a save in a while. So again, can't really see a lot of a detail like when you when you're in game, you can see the hinges really well, the shininess of them. But in here, in Blender, it doesn't seem to show the sheen as well. Sometimes it's just like crazy shiny, but right now you don't see the way the Giants makes the game. Now, frame-wise, so do we remember how we were going to fix this? Trying to decide. I probably need to get the sides built up first. Is that 3? Yeah. Right. I need to. This looks like it's way off center for some reason. So I guess because this is way over on this side. Oh, good. So let's zoom in on that side. Let's go into X-ray mode, and we really want to get in and look at, make sure all our I really can't remember where, like, to see where the track is a whole other can of worms. See if we can get in here, and probably not. Yeah, it's not letting me zoom in enough to see. It doesn't look like it's in the track. Somewhere around there. Because now there's no gap between the frame and the door. So my plan is to just raise this up to where I need it, and then I can just pull the stuff at the bottom down. I think should work. Stretch it down. Okay. That was I thought this was going to be the harder side because of trying to grab everything that I needed to move. So this still is messed up though. So edit mode, grab this crap. What did I do faces last time? Oh, I just left it in faces, I guess. No, must have been. Oh, I'm not in, that's why. Like I said, it just won't let me zoom in. I'm kind of at a loss what's going on with my centerpiece here. Why it's not centered. Oh, because yeah, that's why. Hmm. Oh, why is it not centering it? Oh, that's because I stretched it two different lengths, probably. So let's grab the screw. Well, the screws are out of whack too, so we'll fix those by themselves. Oh, I'm dragging it and not, am I? Yeah, it looked like I was stretching it. Hmm. Again, that will move up so that hinge won't be there. So, and I don't think it goes, yeah, it doesn't go through it, so that's fine. Okay, so that's that. How did that work for this piece? And you can see, I don't know where the screws are supposed to be here. Yeah, because the idea is when this is rotating, you can see the screws spinning, but like I said, for me, I couldn't tell at all. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Control. Okay. See, they want Okay, so 3, we want the frame. Okay, so I can't really see. Okay, 3 again. I guess it doesn't matter if we go slightly below. And there we go. I think the inside of the door looks better texture than the outside of the door. Don't know why, but there we go. All we need is what's left. Anybody have a guess what's left? What's still left? There's one little thing left before we can start working on the animation. Wonder if I should move the supports so they're going along this back bar. I don't know. That's an easy change, easy add. Where are we at for time? Okay. Well, like I said, we might get to. So the last thing to, I guess we don't need to do it now, but I might as well because I'm doing all the tweaking. I need to put the screws in, and they're separate because each section has its own set of screws, right? Like if we look at this one, it had screws that were at the hinges, and then it also had screws at the end. I don't think it has any on the front. I think they're only on the back. Right, like if we look at I always get frustrated when I do the screws because I always seem to mix up what side is the side you want showing, because it does show a screw on both sides, but this one, looks like the back of it, and this is the front of it. So yeah, there's 3 that go to the ends, and then there's well, technically I guess 5, because there's 2 for the end hinge at the top, and then there's the hinges along the ones that go along the. So the other thing is that we had to move them in. Just don't know how much. So the good thing is that we should be able to go highlight, drag, keep dragging. Let's zoom out because it'll take us forever if we don't. And then once we're over there, we can zoom back in to get it lined up better. Not too sure why they're not lined. Like for me, symmetry, right? This top one isn't lined up with the bottom 2, but and you can see that they have to be moved in. So let's just, like I said, I knew they had to be moved in. And Let's grab them again. Once we like it, copy it. Screws, so we can do all. We should be able to do all, and then the same X. Perfect. Okay, so then we back out again. And now we can't see them. Why? Well, they're definitely out far enough. Well, these ones aren't. So let's just scroll down to the other section. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, they're not over top of, we should have moved these ones over at the same time. Right, we should have moved them over. Yeah, those ones look fine. So let's do this the smart way this time. Let's grab both of these and move them over. Okay, so those are fine. Now, how many sets of hinges do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. So perfect. So we have those. Oh, what are we doing here? Why is it? Oh, come on. Zoom in. Only because I got that filler. section in. It's almost like I should just do my duplication and just leave it, right? If I have to go and then split them up every time, it's not really saving me much time anyway. Like I said, just a lot of repetitive stuff when you're creating stuff, eh? It's like XML, just copy paste, copy paste. Here I'm just keep duplicating and I'm keeping it in the same mesh, so I don't need to, I'm not gonna have to worry about joining them back up. So and they're only on the back of the door, so like I said, you can see them all. Technically, I think they would go right through, but I'm not sure. I don't really know too much about these industrial, like an industrial garage door. Man, how many hinges did I put in this thing? Just feels like that's all I'm copying. Hinge screws, hinge screws. I guess because there were so many hinges already part of the panels, I just left them there. There we go. So the question now is that do I take this section and just keep moving it up? But I think they all, or do I just take each one and keep editing it? I don't know. I don't think they have to be in, because when I move them into the editor, they get childed to the door section or the door section because the door section is created in the by part of the 3D animation process. Like if we go and look at the door, where's my doors, doors, doors? Even if we just grab building one, it's an example of a double door, right? So the trigger is something I add after, but it puts in all of these nodes. It puts in so these are the bone, this is the bone structure. So this is the root, and then it goes to the door, the handle. There's an opener at the top. There's a reference bone that's part of the opener. And then I have to add the glass because there's glass has to be separate, and the collision for the door is added after. And then this is the full model from Blender, which is all one piece. And then it just puts in all these different nodes, or these are the bones that we add in to make the animation move. The frame, opener. This one doesn't have any screws, but if we go to building 7, where all the bay, oops, that's not the doors, the doors for building 7. If we go into building 7 and we look at all the bay doors, so we open up a bay door, you can see, like I said, I had the root spring, but I didn't reset the origin, so the origin was at the bottom corner, so it doesn't rotate properly, so I couldn't do that. I fixed it already, so it should work this time. So but these are all the bones that we'll add to this new door. We'll add 10 or 9 bones, so that's, and we'll name them these sections. And then the screws, I have to come into the file and add the screws image for it, and the collision. And then, like you see, you can just see how they're all childed or into each group. And then this is the actual door itself. You can see once I clicked on it, the door lights up. And then the frame, like I said, the frame is kept, well, it was kept separate. Oh, and then I went and added it to this. So I could have fixed well, I can't because this is meant to be a standalone like file that I just import this door and then I just add the XML. So everything's added to this. Yeah, and then I added the door switches here, the door switches here, the door triggers there. So it's all one standalone file now. So every time I need this bay door, I just import it because it's in my files. So that's the idea of creating this new bay door, is to have all of this. So again, like I said, I still need to do the collision, which is easy because they're already there. I just got to expand them. So that's easy. And like I said, I'm working on the screws. So what was I going to do? So I'm looking at this. So yeah, they're probably, it's weird how it's the Z that's changing. Oh, because of no, the rotation maybe? I guess, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Um, But I don't think we'll get to the animation part. That's too bad. We'll save that part for tomorrow, maybe. I'll work on something else. But probably we'll be ending at about 20 minutes or so. We'll hopefully get the screws done within that time. Just keep plugging away, plugging away, plugging away. It's this kind of detail though that is what takes all the time building these things. I was off the screen again. Concerns me a bit that these ones always have, the end ones always have to be adjusted. I'm not too sure why they would be the ones. The hinges should be in the same spot, and they look pretty good from what I can see, alignment wise, but these ones are really high this time. Oh, the top row, I always, that's right, the top row I have to move down. And then this row, move over. This row I move over even more. And if I can do it from this foot distance. Looks good to me. Maybe just a bit more. I guess I might get the screws done here. 45, 15 more minutes. I don't know. It's the sections that we don't have done that we're going to need to spend some time fixing those. Seeing this one's even more out of whack compared to the, oops. We're just updating our adding screws to our door that we've been working on all day. So if we go into and go around to the other side, you can see we're adding the screws to the hinges on our new custom bay door. It's a little tedious, but the detail always detail is always where it's at when you're working on something like this, right? So that's what I've been up to today, making my own custom bay door for my project that I've been working on for months. And again, another section down. We only got 4 more to go. Not really sure how they got so out of whack because they should fit the three of them should fit perfectly on. But I guess we had our hinges are all custom placed compared to where they were. So we did move the hinges. Too bad they couldn't have. We could have joined them together and then separate them, but that's just as tedious as constantly duplicating and afterwards. But then it would have been they would have been all in the same spot too. Now, right now, there a lot of custom placement. And the next one we need to, it's supposed to go up, so up to number 9 instead of number 7. So, so let's do this. Let's change it to 9 so it doesn't mess us up. And we'll also, while we're here, go into edit mode, we'll grab them all and we'll move them to the top. Right, so we can do that part. I might as well just skip to 9 while we have it here. So let's move this over here. Well, I guess this helps no, I guess I say position this, but it doesn't. We move the screws, not the. All right, we're just going to grab these four, and because this is obviously higher, which again, maybe we should lower it to match what it was. Don't know. Right? Like, I don't know how this will affect the door functioning because, of course, I have no way of testing it until I get it animated. So, no idea. Hopefully, where's our 3 here? Oh, those are way off. I hope none of the other ones are way off like that. Okay, so we're watching the clock and watching who's up. And I do want to get over to DashNet's stream today because of the big update. Pretty excited. And I know a couple weeks ago when I raided over, I missed like a big chunk of it by the time I got all shut down and gone to the bathroom and stuff. I missed some of the stuff. So thanks for Billy Alpaca for coming out and Grits Fan. You guys are still out there. Great. Thanks for coming in and chatting for a bit. Probably back tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Might be the same time, noon Pacific time. That's where I'm located in Canada. So noon probably. Hopefully, I'm trying to do weekends for sure. I'm still trying to figure out days during the week, but I'm not too sure what days. I always get just mentally or fried by the end of the work day. So I don't always want to, and I talk a lot for my job, so talking even more isn't always appealing sometimes. So, oh yeah, 2 more rows, 2 more sections to do. I'll probably continue working on the sections during Dave's stream. I'll save the animation part for tomorrow's stream though, because some people might want to know how that was done, and hopefully I can remember all the steps. Okay, thanks for coming out, everybody. We'll see you over at DashNet stream. Okay, so we'll see everybody over there. Let's see what we got for an update this week. It's going to be good. Can't wait.